Hey, this is Lorena, and I just kind of woke up from a nap. So bad. So today we're gonna be working on these cute little baby quilts. I want to get all of them done if I possibly can today. If not, we'll be working on something else. So it's kind of like a work day. So I'm gonna, I just changed the thread. And I'm going to set this quilt up. I'm using all scraps. Well, this is a big scrap, but it's all scraps. And then I'm going to be sewing leaders for this little sweet quilt. Here's the back fabric. Ain't it beautiful? I love this. And she asked for a bright color. Roll this up. Pick a color. Let me move you so you can see better. Isn't that a beautiful quilt? I'm going to go ahead and stabilize this down. Now I'm seeing if the color is okay because it's a bit bright. I don't know. Sometimes when you pick a color, it looks good, but it's good to kind of like put it on the quilt a little bit so you can see. This is too peach, I think. But let's see how it looks on the... That's a bit better. I don't know. We'll see. Look how pretty she looks. I want you to see how beautiful. It looks like a wave. Is billowing. This is Linda Taylor meandering or something. So I'm gonna have to trim this down. I like kind of sometimes getting rid of the batting while I roll because I'm gonna trim this downstairs. And I don't want to be carrying batting when I use the batting here. So I'm just gonna kind of roll it. And this is scrap batting right here. All this is scrap batting that I used on another quilt. And I have like a bin that holds all my batting. And even that bin, I still have more scrap batting somewhere else, I'm sure. But this is a good way to kind of like use it on these sweet little baby quilts. Like I could use this big piece right here, but I'm gonna put that away somewhere. Okay, so I base usually, but when these little sweet quilts that are pretty good, meaning they're nice and flat. They're small. Let me move this way. Right there. I was gonna do 3 rows, but I decided to do 2. I think I should bring this down more. Placement is like really important because then you can end up having like these weird voids. Come on. So, I'm gonna just kind of catch you. Today's gonna be, I guess, a catch up, show you what I'm doing, and kind of just nothing specific. Downstairs, I'm embroidering some logos for someone, and I want to get those done. And what else? You want to see my earrings? I made these. They're delicious. I just finished these earrings. Oops. Look how beautiful they are. I just set the bezel in there. Tried a different type of bezel. I took in college 2 classes for, it's called metalsmithing, and I had all the tools and stuff. I just didn't have a table or a place to do it. As a matter of fact, when this place was all trashed up, I used to solder up here. My kids were afraid I was going to explode myself. Not funny, but funny. And so I would solder and make jewelry up here. But now that I have this wonderful space that has an AC unit, this room had an AC unit, so I would turn on the AC, and that's why I would do it up here. But it was a dark room, and it was a gross place. And so anyway, now I'm getting to like make these beautiful bezeled earrings. Aren't they beautiful? I made them. Yeah, that's what I've been. So today's gonna be Lorena's gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff day, okay? I just got back from a trip. I've been doing a lot of trips lately. And so one of the things I did yesterday, I'm doing a block swap. And you know, the block swap that I did a video on, yesterday I put this together, so I'm going to show you, because I'm doing another one and I feel like I should have the first one at least pieced together, the quilt top. And so hopefully this week I'll put this one on the Longarm, so that maybe you'd like to see it, because this quilt top has come from a whole bunch of different people from the United States, which makes block swaps kind of cool. So this is what the block swap looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Look how beautiful. My color was the peach one. So let me show you my peach one. Mine was the peach one. Yeah, it came out so fun. So if you see me linty and stuff, it's because I cut. And pretty. I finally put it together. I was working on this one when I went to the retreat, the quilting retreat. And I forgot the cornerstone, so yesterday I had to add it. But she came out so pretty. I really like it. I think 2 other people, one lady joined my Facebook group, and as she joined my Facebook group, she got the pattern and downloaded it, and she made her own, which looked beautiful. I'm going to do how I piece this one together. I'll put a video on that, and maybe even how I quilted it, because I only show footage on how I put the rows together. I don't have footage on how I put the border together, because I was just doing it on my own. And since I went to that retreat, I didn't want to, you know, can't pull my camera out and just start filming. So currently at the guild that I'm participating at, they're doing stockings to donate to foster kids, I believe, I'm not sure, or foster care children. And so I have been quilting. People from the guild donated different types of fabric, and I felt like if we quilted it real quick, quilted the fabric, that would be easy to make these sweet little stockings. So if you're a Longarmer out there and you have some extra fabric and stuff, this is such an easy kind of way of using your quilting fabric to make something. So this is a stocking that I just made just today. What happens is I didn't have enough fabric, so I sewed this end together and then that end, and I flipped the fabric and I trimmed it, and so I made kind of like a scrappy stocking. This is binding, and what I did is I just sewed this binding here and sewed binding and just kind of tacked it down. It's not the best, okay? I think I did another one, and I'll show this one. This came out really pretty. I got the pattern from applegreencottage.com. They had a free download to the stocking, and a lady from the guild shrunk it down about an inch or two, maybe an inch, to make it a bit smaller of a stocking. Look how cute. And same kind of stocking, but this one, what I did is I got just one panel, of course, because I'm quilting panels. And if you have so if you have an idea, if you have a yard of fabric and you quilt the fabric across, you end up being able to do 2 stockings. So I had 2 panels, one of this color of a yard and one of this color of a yard. And so if you do 2 yards, you'll end up being able to make 4 stockings. And they're kind of like really cute. This one, I did binding. I sewed the binding on, and then I hand stitched the binding. I don't know, I kind of like, they both have some, hold on, let me see, let me turn this, some different style. This one, I kind of like this one more for some reason, but I also, this was a whole lot easier because you didn't even, and this is just binding. I just sewed the binding up and then sewed this hem down, and then just pulled the binding up, and I haven't ironed it or anything. This is just in itself, but this one I kind of hand stitched the binding, which this took less than 15-20 minutes. It didn't take even 20 minutes, and this one took, of course, a little bit more because I did the binding. But these are cute. How you doing, Mama? We're gonna give you some film time, huh? How are you? You wanna go inside? Look at my yard.